ladies and gentlemen, Tanner McKee gets the nod on Sunday. I'm not wasting 1 second of my time comparing what McKee does to Jalen Hurts. Because franchise quarterbacks, they're measured over time. Backup quarterbacks are measured in moments. And this will be a fun moment to watch Tanner McKee. And I expect him to play well because I think he can handle this job. Okay? I think he is smooth as a backup quarterback. But it's not the same as what Jalen goes through on a week-by-week basis, on a year-by-year basis. The pressure, the defensive coordinators watching film, the list goes on and on and on. So here's my question to you on this Football Friday, 215-592-9494. Will you be comparing what the offense looks like with Tanner McKee on Sunday to what we witnessed with Jalen through the first 16 games? See, the expectations that Jalen goes through and the pressure, it's uncanny. For Tanner McKee, just go out and let it rip. There's less responsibility on his shoulders. Just go out, make the simple throws, put this team in a position. And truth be told, with resting guys, they may have a healthier offensive line, which can contribute to success. They may have a better run game with a better offensive line. Not better in regards to these guys stepping in is better than Mailata full strength or Landon Dickerson full strength or Lane Johnson full strength. But it's clear the starters are banged the hell up, and it took a toll winning a championship last season. For a one-game sample size, they may have some fresh blood on that O-line for the offense to run a bit better. And especially when the Commanders, they're ready for this thing to be over. Week 18, nothing left to play for. Look, Dan Quinn could play whatever Tommy Toughnut style he wants to, trying to make this something bigger than what it is when he's preaching to the team in the locker room and whatever. But the truth is, when you go through hell, when you go through a season where you're dealing with the Jaden Daniels injury and this, that, the other, you get to this game of the season, they don't want to be out there. They don't want to really compete. They don't want to give it their all. They're ready to go home. So you got to factor that in as well. And truth be told, this applies whether he plays good or bad. I won't come in here if Tanner McKee doesn't look right and say he stinks. I won't go out there and say, well, look, Tanner McKee was rough. I told you so. Hurts is the best. I won't do that. Because one game, it's not the end-all be-all. It applies both ways. I'm just making sure you are prepared for that. Because I know how this town goes. I've been around long enough. There are a bunch of you waiting. Drool is just flying out your mouth, ready to pounce and bite at anything you possibly can when it comes to shooting my guy Jalen Hurts down. And I won't stand for it, damn it. Franchise quarterbacks are measured over time. Backup quarterbacks are measured in moments. 215-592-9494. Will you be comparing the two quarterbacks this upcoming Sunday? Let's take a listen to Mike Garafolo, who talked about Tanner McKee getting the nod. This is what he had to say.
And I'm buying because of the legend of Tanner McKee. And if you don't know who Tanner McKee is, you don't live in Philadelphia, because Tanner McKee has been discussed a bunch to the point where folks have said, why don't we start Tanner McKee over Jalen Hurts, the Super Bowl MVP, a guy who's taken us to two Super Bowls? Well, Tanner McKee's going to come in. He's going to play well because he's played well before. And if I know Philadelphia, don't you worry. They will be measured in their approach, and they will not say that this is a sign of him being the best quarterback on our roster. None of that. You won't hear any of that in Philly. Yeah, you're going to hear plenty of it. But I think Tanner McKee could lead the Eagles to a victory that they need, and they might get themselves into the 2 seed. We'll see.
All right, so, yeah, he brought it up. This town will react a certain type of way. When you do that, though, this leads to shortcut conclusions. And that's not acceptable, in my opinion. It's just not. There's less on his plate, operation-wise. It's not apples to apples. You see guys like Jackson Dart, for example. When you first get thrown in there, okay, fun. Things change rather quickly in this league, and that's not the knock, McKee. I'm just saying. We can't be disrespecting who Jalen Hurts is, what he's accomplished, what he can continue to do, and who he is because of a game week 18 with Tanner McKee. I know how you are. I'm trying to get out in front of it because a lot of you are nasty. And I don't do nasty. I do respect. And that's what Jalen Hurts deserves the respect. Let's go to the phones. Fascinated to get your thoughts on this. Will you be comparing the two quarterbacks?